Недаром это волшебное место привлекает людей творческих, любящих природу, животных, тишину и покой. Сегодня мы встретимся с человеком, большую часть жизни проведшим на природе, среди диких животных. Художником, посвятившим 40 лет жизни охране природы, путешествовавшим и творившим в Западном Китае, Африке, Непале и малозаселенных районах Австралии. Итак, приглашаю вас в галерею Стива Морвелла.
To me, creativity is in everybody. A child, if you ask a child, a 3-year-old child, are you an artist? They'll say, of course, because they are. And they will dance without any particular incentive. They'll break into a dance or sing a song or draw something on the wall of their bedroom or whatever they'll do, because creativity is natural to humans.
Удивительно, что каждая картина Стива – это не просто зарисовка природы. О каждом персонаже на картине Стив рассказывает целую историю. Эти птицы и животные – его близкие друзья. Он не устает рассказывать об особенностях их характеров и повадок. Стив говорит, что в первую очередь он обращается к сердцу человека, глядящего на картину, а уж потом к его разуму.
I have been passionate about nature, about wildlife, since my first memories. My first memories are of animals, not of my family, but of animals. The cat under the house, the sheep in the yard next door, that sort of thing. Those are the things that I remember. Why I was born with that passion, I really don't know. But I wasn't born an artist. That I had to develop by going to university for many years and learning. I studied natural resource management as well. My passion was to become a park ranger, and I quit that job after 10 weeks because it was so frustrating. And I could make more of a difference to the world in terms of raising awareness about the benefits of conservation and the necessity to look after the natural world around us. If we don't have that, we don't have us.
So yeah, our program actually represents non-English spoken community. So English is not first language for them. And we think it's very important, like art, it's common language for communication.
Oh, I agree. And
art and music.
One of my family members was a very prominent jazz musician, and he always used to say he could go anywhere in the world and talk music with people who didn't have a common language, because music was a common language. Well, you know, art, visual art, paintings, you know, people say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I talk about one picture like the Mona Lisa. There's millions of words being written about just that one painting. And I like to think my paintings are the same, that there's a story to be told, and it comes through the heart first. When a person looks at a painting, they feel a heart connection immediately. Then they'll ask you what was happening at the time, and you can tell the story. And that's what I like to think. I use my art to communicate direct to their heart first, and then to their head second. And we can talk about the importance of that.
Do you talk to animals which you paint?
Oh, sure, all the time.
Which language?
Their language, quite often. You know, oh gosh, yeah, some of the conversations I've had with animals over the years are amazing, without saying any words.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but how do you talk to a lion or an elephant? I don't know, but you do. If you're mindful, it's more like it's putting your ego behind you and bringing your heart forward and saying to the animal in your mind, you don't say it out loud, but you know, I'm not a threat to you, I respect you, I love who and what you are. Now, can we share time together? And that's what I do. And I used to breed and train dogs and horses and all sorts of stuff, and that's how you do it. You do it through your heart first. I am very confident in saying I only paint animals that I've met. In other words, every one of these paintings that you see around you here is an animal that I've met, whether that's in Africa, whether it's up a tree with a giant panda in Western China, whether it's being kicked by a kangaroo, not far from here. You know, interacting with the animal on its own terms, in its own country, if you like. It's really important, and I never will work from anyone else's photographic material. I do my own photography, I do my own field sketches. So I've been there. With all of these paintings, I've been there. And so nobody can tell me what was happening because they weren't there, but I was. And what I feel then goes into the painting. And people often say to me when they come walk around the gallery here or at an exhibition, they say, gee, I feel like these animals are alive. And I say, but weren't you listening when I said I only paint animals that I've met? Right? They are alive. That's the whole point.